Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling at the moment? Today's topic is on the inner relationship, which is a challenge for so many of us, if not all of us, at least in one point in time in our lives. See, the inner relationship is your relationship with yourself, how you relate to yourself, how you process, how you internalize your world, your self-esteem, your self-concept, your self-image, your self-worth. It all has an impact on the inner relationship. Your experiences, how you grew up, how you internalize things as a child or a young person. And the inner relationship is greatly affected by our inner healing, how we choose to heal, and whether we can move on and let go, if we still hold on and we are still stuck with trauma. The inner relationship is the most important relationship that you will have. You need to be your own validation, your own support, your own reassurance, your own strength, your own motivation, and your own emotional guide. You need to be there for yourself emotionally, because there is going to come a time that someone can't help you, or you're going to end up being alone and dealing with something. You need to be able to rely on yourself, because the inner relationship has a huge impact on your quality of life and how you process pain, how you connect with others. Because if you can't connect with yourself and you can't form a bond with yourself, then you are going to struggle to form a bond with other people. You're going to struggle in your communication with others if you struggle in your communication with yourself. The inner relationship is the most important that you will have, because if you don't have a good inner relationship, you may struggle with self-confidence, self-esteem, self-concept, self-image. It comes down to one thing with the inner relationship. You either hurt or you heal. When you choose to hurt, then you choose to disconnect. When you choose just to hurt, then you don't choose yourself. You choose your pain. But when you decide to heal, then you strengthen that relationship that you have for yourself. Because when you choose to heal and you make that decision, you have to be the reason that you heal. You need to be there for yourself. So you either hurt or heal, and that's going to affect the inner relationship greatly. You can be your own best friend or your own worst enemy. You can decide to work with yourself or against yourself. At the end of the day, it's up to you how you choose to direct this relationship that you have with yourself. You can stand in your own way, or you can be the reason that you are progressing. Same as you can either hurt or heal. You can be your limitations, or you can be your strengths. You can be your grudges, or you can be your psychological freedom. And it really comes down to that, because if you can't be there for yourself, if you can't be your own best friend, then aren't you just hurting yourself further? And the thing is, we all have an inner relationship. We all have a way of speaking to ourselves, the way we think, the way we feel, the way we respond and react. And the inner relationship can either be healthy, when you are very encouraging, very compassionate, very patient, not showing a lot of anger and criticism. That's when the inner relationship is very healthy. But it could also be destructive when you overthink, you are constantly angry with yourself, you're manifesting a lot of trauma, and you're just very critical and angry, and you keep telling yourself, I'm useless, I'm worthless, I'm nothing, I don't mean anything. And that's what's going to destroy the inner relationship and make it very, very difficult to salvage. An unhealthy inner relationship causes doubt and mental distress because you can't rely on yourself, you can't be there for yourself, you can't be that person that you need. And when you don't have a strong bond with yourself, you start to doubt yourself more. Because if you have a strong bond with yourself, then you practice self-assurance, confidence. But if the inner relationship is very unhealthy, you'll start to doubt everything, doubt yourself, doubt your circumstances, doubt your experiences, doubt your decisions, and all that doubts and all those issues that you have with your inner relationship can cause extreme mental distress, where you're constantly worried and upset and you're experiencing up and down emotions. Your mind is very busy, you can't calm down, you just don't want to be in your mind anymore. And that's what doubts in the inner relationship can cause, is severe mental distress. Remember, it all comes down to how you treat yourself. You could treat yourself pretty badly and tell yourself how horrible you are, how stupid you are, how useless you are. Or you could encourage yourself and say, I may not know how to do this now, but I know if I try and I put in the consistency that I can do it. And if you treat yourself better, you will have more success. If you treat yourself better, you will have more fruition. If you treat yourself better, you are able to challenge your limitations. If you treat yourself better, then you are less vulnerable and you become a bit less overwhelmed overall. When you are looking to improve the inner relationship or heal it or strengthen your bond, it's important to encourage yourself, to obviously take responsibility for your mistakes and things that you shouldn't have said or done, and focus on encouraging better things. When you do well, don't tell yourself in your mind that it's nothing, because it's not nothing. Tell yourself, oh wow, I'm so proud of myself. I got up an hour early. I was early today. I was busy today. I feel fulfilled, I feel content, and that adds to the inner relationship because you feel good about yourself, you feel good about your abilities, you feel good about what you can do. So focus more on encouraging yourself instead of discouraging yourself, because when you're discouraging yourself, you're not choosing to heal. And working on your self-awareness will benefit the inner relationship significantly. When you are able to self-manage, self-regulate, you are able to understand yourself better, you're more aware of your thought processes, your emotional shifts, and you become more aware of how you interact with your environment. And your self-awareness will improve greatly when you put in self-introspection, self-reflection, healing, focusing on your journey, and that all will benefit the inner relationship very, very greatly. And the inner relationship affects self-esteem, it really does, because if you tell yourself you're useless, then you're going to believe that you're useless, and then you're not going to have a very strong bond with yourself. The inner relationship also affects self-concept, and this is how you define yourself, how you relate to yourself, how you almost create meaning from your existence. And it also affects self-image. If you don't have a great relationship with yourself, you may not view yourself in a good way. You may not have a good self-image. And the inner relationship is greatly affected by mindset and perspective. If you have an unhealthy mindset, then your inner relationship is going to be unhealthy. And that can change your perspective greatly. And you can end up very negative, very pessimistic. So the inner relationship is greatly affected by the way you think, the way you receive information, and the way you make meaning from it. Remember, the inner relationship is the best tool you can have for your recovery, your journey, your healing, and for your own self-confidence, your own self-esteem, and developing who you are. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that stunning person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.